I'm Rebecca Williams, and I help entrepreneurs and small businesses with the process that helps them communicate a clear message in a fresh way so they can grow their businesses. And today is day 3 in my 3-part marketing secrets series. Today we're going to talk about how to create a landing page that really converts and that communicates a clear message for your business. On day 1 of the series, we talked about how to create a one-liner that really draws people in and helps them understand what you do instantly. On day 2 of the series, we talked about how to create a great tagline and really hook people in with the essence of what you're doing, basically your core message. So today, again, we are talking about how to create a website landing page that really converts. What are the top 3 things that you need to do that are going to get people to stay, click through, and possibly buy from you? So I encourage you to stay to the end today because I am doing a little giveaway. I'm giving away a free 50-minute, that's 50-minute brand clarity session with me. It's a one-on-one phone call where we take a look at how you're putting your message and your business out into the world, see how we can make it more clear and more powerful. So I'm happy to offer that to one of you who is on the live stream at the end today. So stay to the end. Don't go get another cup of coffee, but stay to the end. It'll be about 20 minutes, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Let me ask you a question before we begin. How long do you have until people leave your website? How long do you have until people leave your website? Hi, Bonnie, I see that you just joined. So again, we're talking about website landing pages today. How can you create one that really converts? So the question is, how much time do you have until people decide to go away from your website to go somewhere else? Okay, so Bonnie, I'm not sure. And Shelly, hi, Shelly, good to see you. So I'm just going to answer the question because there's a bit of a lag time. Good morning, Shelly. So the question was, how much time do you have until people leave your website landing page? They've got how much time until they decide to go somewhere else? Well, the answer is 3 to 5 seconds, right? 3 to 5 seconds. So you only have 3 to 5 seconds to really communicate what you're doing and grab their attention, right? So what are you going to do in that 3 to 5 seconds? What do you need to have on your landing page and what don't you need to have on your landing page? That second question is probably more important and it's the hardest thing to do. So let's go ahead and get started. And I want to remind you again that stay to the end because I'm offering a free 50-minute, that's 50-minute, one-on-one phone call with me, brand clarity session, because I want to see how you're putting your message out there and what your brand feels like and what you're saying, and see how we can make it more powerful and more clear. Okay, so stay to the end. I'm going to do a little drawing and one person will get that brand clarity session. Okay, so you've got 3 to 5 seconds to get people's attention and really hook them in with what your landing page is saying. So what are the 3 things that you need to do to really get people to engage? Okay, what are the 3 things you need to do to get people engaged? Well, the first thing that you need to remember is that the more you say, the less people remember. The more you say, the less people remember. So this whole Facebook Live and basically everything I talk about and teach about is about clarity and being succinct and being clear. Okay, so that is gonna be the blanket over everything we talk about today. So point number one that you need to remember is that your landing page is not about you, right? And I think this was a point in another Facebook Live series I did. Your landing page is not about you, it's about your clients, right? It's about your clients. So you need to keep in mind, as with any marketing, what are their pains? What are they struggling with? What do they want, right? And you're speaking to them using the magic word, you, okay? This is the magic word. So on your website landing page, for example, you're not going to have, oh, I help people with clear messaging. I help them communicate a clear message. No, it's not about me. It's about you, right? The client, the potential client. So what am I giving you? What are you getting is a better way to phrase that, right? So let's take an example. If you're on your computer right now, not on your phone, I encourage you to look at the Buffer website. You probably know Buffer. It's a social media management app. And Buffer, their headline on their website, and I'm looking at my notes here, it says save time managing your social media, right? So it's talking to me, the potential user. Save time. Oh, I want to save time managing my social media, right? So they're using the magic word you or your. Save time managing your social media, okay? So they know that their potential clients have a struggle or pain around wasting a bunch of time on social media. So that's what they're offering. They're offering to save time on social media, okay? So it's a client-focused site, client-focused site. That's point number one. It's not about you, it's about your client. It's a client-focused site, okay? Oh, and Rosalind's here too. Hi, Rosalind. All right. Bonnie Bea was saying, oh, do they have 30 seconds? It's 3 to 5 seconds, Bonnie. That's how much time you have until people are like, okay, I don't get it, I'm going somewhere else, or they're just not interested. But generally the problem is, if they got to your website in the first place, there probably is some kind of interest, but you only have 3 to 5 seconds to communicate the essence of what you're doing, okay? Not 30, 3 to 5. So 1, 2, 3. That's the amount of time you have. So you got to communicate clearly and say less rather than more, okay? And that's the essence of clarity. All right, so point number one was client-focused website, right? It's not about you, it's about your clients. And I want to remind you again to stay on the live until the end if you can. It's only 20 minutes. And I'm going to be giving away a 50-minute brand clarity session to see how you're putting your message out into the world. I'd love to help you get it more powerful, okay? All right, so point number two is have a single core message, right? So single, of course, means one value proposition that you are helping people with, right? So for example, again, I'm gonna go to Buffer again. Well, no, I'm not going to go to Buffer. I don't want to confuse you. So basically, single core message, you have to leave a lot out. I've talked about this so many times, and I'm just going to keep saying it because people need to hear something about 8 times before it actually goes in their brain. So leave a lot out. Single core message. What is it, right? Basically, on your website, you don't want a bunch of text, right? It's similar to a PowerPoint presentation. If you have a bunch of text, people start reading and then they get confused. You just want to give them a feeling, right? So less is more. So you've got your image or your video and one core message and then a subhead, right? Your single core message is probably going to be 7 to 10 words maximum. That's your headline, right? It's your headline. And the key to having your headline, I'm sure some of you know this, is in web development land, your headline is basically made of H1 tags. And if you don't know what H1 tags is, it's basically how your browser, how the browser crawls your website and decides what information is important, and it helps people find your website. So for example, if I'm saying like I sell God, I was about to say I sell puppies. I don't sell puppies. Let's say I sell marshmallows, right? Okay. So if I've got marshmallows in my headline, then the search engine is going to find that word marshmallows, and it's going to help people find me if they're looking for marshmallows, right? So your headline, every one of those words, 7 to 10 is probably max. Every one of those is so important, right? And that's why you need just a single core message, because it's not only just for humans to understand you, but it's also for the search engine to understand what you're offering. If you're offering too many things, it's going to get confused, okay? So single core message, this is in your headline, and then your subhead, okay, is telling a little bit more about what your headline is about. So elaborating on your single core message. And your subhead is basically H2 tags, right? So H1 is the most powerful, H2 is second in line, okay? So all those words, those few words, are very important because they're working for the search engine as well as for the human who's reading your site, right? So let's take a look for a second too at the buttons on a website, right? So you know that your website landing page, it's got your headline, it's got your subhead, but it also needs a big fat button, right? Because you are actually asking someone to do something. It's a call to action, right? If you don't have a button on your website, then I mean, I would be really confused as to what you want me to do. And contrary to popular belief, people actually want to know what to do. They want to be directed, right? So you need to have a button on your website, and the button basically is the goal of the website, right? So what is your goal? Are you trying to get people to buy a certain product? Are you trying to get people to join a Facebook group? Are you trying to get people to book a consultation with you? What's the button, right? So you've got your single core message in a headline, okay? You've got your subhead, okay? And then you've got your button, right? And all these things need to exist on your website landing page, okay? If you don't have a button, again, people are a little like, oh, I'm confused. What do I do? How do I buy? It's not quite easy, okay? My advice is to have one button, maximum two. You can have a secondary button, it's fine. It needs to be a different color and it needs to be in a different place. And the main button, you want to be the brightest color, right? You want it to be probably bigger, right? So you're directing people to those things, okay? All right, I'm looking at the comments right now. Oh, Rosalind, you like my whiteboard? Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? I love this whiteboard. Yeah, so ask yourself, what is the goal of your website? Make that your button. Drive people into that funnel, right? And just a few statistics on buttons. Buttons are, well, they're really important, like I said, but also there are statistics about how to word your button. So, for example, if you have see plans and pricing, right, as one button, or an alternative button, a second choice would be get started today, right? Which one do you think would be more effective? So I'm going to ask you guys who are watching. Hi, Robin Parsons. Hi there, welcome. So we're talking about website landing pages, and I'm asking the question, which button on a website landing page would be more effective? Is it going to be option 1, see plans and pricing, or option 2, which is get started today? Which one do you think is a stronger call to action? I'm going to wait for these comments to come in. Which one is a stronger call to action? See plans and pricing or get started today? Yeah, Shelly, get started today. You're absolutely right, right? Who wants to see plans and pricing? That sounds horrible. That's the last thing I want to do. I just want to get started, right? So make your button a really strong, direct call to action and make people feel like they're going to get one step closer to what they want, okay? They don't want to do research. They don't want to see plans and pricing. So get started today. Get started now. Sign up, you know, whatever it is. Get started today. And if you didn't know, get started today, just that wording alone increases conversions by 252%, right? So this research was done, I can't remember the company, but they changed from see plans and pricings to get started today, and their conversions went up by 252%. So that's huge, right? If you can just make those little tweaks, you're going to see some differences, all right? So let's review a little bit. And again, I want to remind you that at the end of the live, I'm going to give away a free 50-minute one-on-one consultation with me, brand clarity session, to one of you who's on at the end of the live. So stay on until the end, and I'm happy to give that away to one of you today. So just reviewing, we're going over what do you need to have on a website landing page to really make it convert. Number one, you want to make sure it's client focused, right? You're not talking about yourself, but you're answering what your client wants. You're answering their pain as well, right? Number two is you need to have a single core message, right? Single core message, not two, not three, but one thing. So for example, I just want to underscore that single core message. Coke, right? Have a Coke and a smile. They're not talking about have a Coke and get really high on sugar, or have a Coke and get a bunch of caffeine, right? All those things are true, but they're leaning on the smile, right? And that's fine. That was their decision, and they stuck with it. And that is what you need to do too. What is your one value proposition that you're giving people? Okay, single core message. So what is the third point, the third thing that you need to make sure you have on your landing page? Well, the third thing is that you want to make sure you show your visitors, your potential clients, a happy ending. Show them a happy ending, right? So Coke and a smile, for example, they're going to show a bunch of people, probably, well, maybe not young people, but definitely just people enjoying their life, right? Smiling. Like that is what is going to be on, if Coke were a new brand, that's what they would put on their landing page. Big photo of happy people drinking Coke, right? So what's your happy ending? What are people getting from buying into your services, right? What's the happy ending? So one of my favorite quotes is by someone named Mark DeSoma, and he says that today, it's not about what people get, but it's about what people get to feel, right? So, for example, we go to the store and we buy toothpaste, but more or less all the toothpaste is the same, right? More or less. So what do these toothpaste companies do? Well, they brand themselves, right? And they're trying to get you to feel something that is different from the other company. So for example, Arm & Hammer baking soda, they're about like, oh, we're clean and we're kind of traditional and natural. And I like Arm & Hammer because that's the way I want to feel, right? So again, what's the happy ending you're offering to people? Show that on your website landing page. It can be an image, it can be a video, okay? Putting images of people on your website landing page increases conversions by 102.5%. Putting videos on your website's landing page increases purchases by 144%, okay? So rather than just having no images or no video, you're going to get a lot higher conversion if you're showing the happy ending that your clients want. A great example of this, for example, is Tony Robbins, right? If you go to Tony Robbins' website, he has this video of one of his events. And of course, his events, I mean, I've never been, but I've heard they're incredible and really energetic. So that's what you want to show. What are you giving? What are people getting to feel by working with you? Are they getting clarity? Are they getting confidence? Are they getting some, thing that they're going to buy? If so, show people using that thing and, being happy about it, right? So let's just review this again. So website landing page, what are the keys, the 3 top things that you need on your website landing page? So number 1, it's not about you. It's got to be client focused. Magic word on your website is going to be you, right? You, not I, but you, okay? You, your, whatever. So that's number 1, it's client focused. Number 2 is that you have to have a single core message, just one message, just one thing that you're offering to people. Keep it simple and keep it clear. And finally, number 3 is, what was it? Show them the happy ending, right? Show them the happy ending. So give people the feeling of what you're offering. That's going to increase your conversions by a lot. So that is the end. We've come to the end. So who is still on the Who is still on the line? Who can we, is Rosalind still here? I want you guys to sound off in the comments if you're still here. Rosalind, if you're still here. Shelly, if you're still here. Robin Parsons, if you're still here. Okay, Rosalind's here. Shelly, are you here? Robin, are you here? And Bonnie, are you here? Who is here? And we're going to do a drawing really quick for this brand clarity session. Shelly's here. All right, Shelly and Rosalind. Oh, Patrice is here. Okay, Patrice. Nice. I'm going to put you in there. All right. And is Robin here and is Bonnie here? I want to make sure I get everybody on. Robin and Bonnie. Can you sign off? Make sure you're here or you're not going to go in the bowl. Okay. Robin and Bonnie, are you here? I am not sure if you're here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and choose who is going to get this brand clarity session, free 50-minute, 50, almost an hour, where we're going to look at how you're bringing your message to the world, how we can clarify it, make it more powerful, and really stand out, okay? So I think we've got just Shelly, Patrice, and Rosalind. So unless I hear from Bonnie and Robin Parsons, then I am going to draw from these three. Okay, great. So here we go. Who is going to win? Who is going to win? Rosalind. Rosalind is the winner. All right, Rosalind. Well, I'm going to message you so we can set up a 50-minute brand clarity session. I'm so excited to check out what you're doing and see how we can make that messaging even more powerful. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for joining. I hope you learned something today, and I want you to go out and be even more clear and even more direct with your messaging. Simplify it. Don't confuse people, and yeah, go check out the first and second editions of this Facebook Live series. One is about the one-liner, one's about your tagline, and then of course this one, your website. Please like my page, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. All right, ladies, good to see you. Bye.